Shalom, Shalom Yeshua, welcome into the rock. As you can see, we're getting our fall garden together a little bit late, but we'll still have about 75 to 80 days of growing, usually before around the time our first frost is. But we've been getting these beds in. We have the beds on the other side done, about 30 to 40 beds done. And we have this last set of 20-ish beds going up there, then going down and down. Although we do have some vine peaches right there, and we keep 3 beds of dandelion, just designated for dandelion. But anyways, I just wanted to encourage our brothers and sisters to continue to keep putting back provisions. To continue, I don't like using the word prepping, but to continue to keep putting back those things that you are going to need. There is so much going on societally, not just food issues, which seem to have disappeared. People don't really talk about the food issues that we have anymore. The new point of conversation is, the Trump indictment and the social unrest that could come from that. But there's so many other things. There's war, rumors of war. There is societal collapse. The morality of people failing, violence, ascending to all-time highs, racially motivated, politically motivated, religiously motivated. There's just so much going on. Every time you turn on the news, there's some sort of something going on. So I just wanted to continue to encourage, if you can, come out of her. If you can, or you feel that you can, put back provisions. I would say become proficient in protecting yourself. Have a plan, have a system for your family, for your, especially if your children go to the public school or, whatever it may be, just have a system, have a place to meet, have something. We live in changing and different times, and I think that sometimes we don't want to admit it because that would require us to make changes, and a lot of us don't want to. A lot of people do not want to make changes. So let us guard your families, guard your wives, children, women. If you're unmarried, I would definitely seek covering. I would seek moving in that direction. Instead of the direction of, well, I gotta do me first. Well, doing you has gotten a lot of you in trouble. So I wouldn't suggest that. Right now, as a family, we plant these gardens out. We're going to be putting, they've been dehydrating and storing so much food. We just got done harvesting chickens. We branched off into sheep. We have our goats still. We're just, having that food security is very important to me. Having the ability, we have the lockdowns, possibly a new series of lockdowns coming in. This is not the time to be bullshitting with your faith, with your family, with your safety. Things are happening. Homelessness is getting crazy. I was reading some articles about how San Francisco, areas that I used to frequent, are falling apart more than they have then. And I just can't even imagine, when I was there, it was bad. Certain areas in LA or San Diego, it was bad when I was there. And now it's getting worse. I just couldn't imagine that. So, and above all, keep the commandments of Yah. Love and trust in His Son, Yeshua HaMashiach. Love Him. Keep the commandments. There's wisdom in that. His law is truth. Yeshua is truth. There's such a lie being perpetuated over society, over over man. And truth is, people act like truth is flowing. I would say the opposite. More lies are flowing, but they've done so good at making the lies look like truth, whether it be religiously, financially. When you get on the news, you see the news, oh, inflation's dropping. We don't have these problems. You're looking like we don't. Instead they're saying, look what's happening with Trump. So they're always diverting your attention from what is to what they want you to focus on. Don't be fooled or bamboozled. It's falling down. If this winter comes and they're able to successfully convince enough people to put on masks and lock themselves down, like I said before, it almost seems like they're desensitizing people. Working in the medical field for the time that I have, it seems like they're desensitizing people to what is really going on. So they had people wear masks, they had people do some of the most ridiculous things, so that when they release something that's finally real, people are going to be so burnt out that they're not going to listen. And then that's the thing that's really going to hurt people. That's just my hypothesis. I'm not putting that out there as a forecast for the future. It's something I've been thinking about. It's almost like they got people so burnt out and tired of COVID and masks and lockdowns that when something finally happens that's legit, people are going to be burnt out. You have to understand that these people, they're playing chess. And they're playing chess while we playing checkers. But for them, whether we win or we lose doesn't matter to them, because they're going to be okay. And for a lot of people, you don't understand that you're betting with your life. Your life is the wager. It is that way with this faith. It is that way with keeping God's law or refusing to keep it and live in sin. Your life, your soul is the wager. And I don't think that a lot of people are going to be wanting to actually reap what they have sown in their coming future. A lot of people have sown a lot of shit. They've sown laziness, they've sown apathy, they've sown a lack of movement. I'd rather go have fun. And when it comes time to reap that, like right now we're sowing these gardens. If I don't sow anything in these gardens, nothing's going to come up. Or better yet, the weeds will eventually, as you see in between the garden beds, the weeds will eventually take over. So you need to make sure that you're sowing good seed in the ground of your life, so that you can reap a harvest. Because for a lot of people, there is going to be no harvest. There is going to be no harvest. A lot of people, you've heard, like Joseph, you heard of Joseph tell you to get yourself ready, and you chose not to. And the punishment for a lack of movement is going to be severe. Anyways, bless y'all. I'm going to head inside, close this day out. I'm going to send some goats back here. That right there is a Jerusalem artichokes, and there's some more Jerusalem artichokes. But a lot of this brush, I'm going to tie some little goats out here, let them roam and clear that up. Anyways, I don't know why I said that. Bless y'all, and shalom.